Greetings and welcome to today's session. Today I would like us to look at another KABS ICT paper, which is paper 1 for August-September 2025. This is a theory paper which I would like us to focus on today. Here is the paper. It is paper 1 from KABS ICT Resources Center for August-September 2025. We are going to look at all the 5 items. We are going to focus on all these items. Section A has a compulsory item and it goes, item 1. Bwera Community Health Center 3 serves a large population in your sub-county. The records assistant at the facility still uses a manual filing system and a typewriter to prepare patient referral forms and drug stock requisitions. With the increasing number of patients, she struggles to keep up with preparing documents in time, making duplicates, and retrieving records efficiently. Last month, she submitted a letter to the health center in charge, highlighting how delays in preparing reports and forms affect patient service delivery. The in charge has now asked her to write a report recommending tools and methods that would help ease her work in managing patient and supply records. However, she is unsure of what to include and has asked you for help. Task. So here is the task. Guide the records assistant on what she should include in the report to improve work at the health center. So remember, we said that with item 1, it will be set as follows. It will be calling for a write-up, it will be calling for a report, and in this report, a learner is supposed to write an ICT tool, how it will help in solving the challenges presented in the scenario, and then a maintenance measure, a safeguarding measure, or a safety practice as one is using that ICT tool. So the maintenance measures are embedded within the task itself. So we shouldn't expect an item which has part A, identify the ICT tools, then part B, the safety maintenance measures. No. It is going to call for a write-up, it is going to call for a report, and in that report, we bring ICT tools and their maintenance measures there and then. So, in this time that we have been quiet, I've been preparing Mastering Subsidiary ICT for A-Level. This is the Senior 6 Learners book. It continues with the other, it is a continuation of Mastering Subsidiary ICT for A-Level Senior 5. So here is Senior 6 Learners book, a competence-based theory and practical approach for the aligned curriculum. So start grabbing copies for the Senior 6 Learners book. The teacher's guide is also available for this learner's book. So we can start grabbing Mastering Subsidiary ICT for A-Level, both learner's book and teacher's guide, Senior 5 and Senior 6. Now, I want us now to look at the expected responses for item 1. So when it comes to item 1, a candidate must write properly and label the numbers that have been done. So for example here, section A, item 1, we can begin by introducing Bwera Community Health Center 3 is experiencing difficulties in managing patients' records and drug requisitions due to continued reliance on manual filing systems and a typewriter. These outdated methods have caused delays in preparing forms, duplicating documents, and retrieving records, ultimately affecting patient service delivery. To address this, the records assistant should recommend ICT tools that will improve efficiency, security, and accuracy alongside proper maintenance practices to ensure long-term reliability. So the introduction must be scenario focused. In the introduction, you present the challenges in the scenario and then what are you going to suggest. So here is our intro, which will carry 1 score. Now from there, we begin by looking at the ICT tools, how they help in solving the problem presented in the scenario, and their maintenance measures. Last time we are looking at how we present our responses in a table. So here under item 1, I've used the paragraphs. We begin. The computer or the computer, which can be a desktop or a laptop. So here we have identified a tool. A computer, either desktop or a laptop, is the foundation of the digital shift at the health center. It speeds up preparation of referral forms and requisitions while allowing digital storage of patient records and easy retrieval. For example, instead of manually writing patient details, the records assistant can type them in seconds. So this is how this computer will be used at the health center. Now the maintenance measure. To keep the computer efficient, it should have an updated antivirus, receive regular software updates, and be kept in a dust-free, well-ventilated space. So this is a maintenance measure. Next tool, word processing software such as Microsoft Word or Google Docs. There we have identified the tool. We allow the assistant to prepare referral forms, requisitions, and letters much faster than the typewriter. Unlike manual typing, documents can be edited, formatted, or duplicated quickly, and templates can be used for recurring reports. This is how the computer will help to solve the problem at the health center. How are we going to maintain the word processing? To safeguard these documents, files should be saved frequently, backed up in cloud or external storage, and sensitive records protected with passwords. This is a maintenance measure. More to that, introducing electronic medical records system, EMR. This is a tool will transform patient care by storing biodata, visits, and prescriptions digitally. This will allow staff to search patient history instantly and generate statistics needed for planning. This is the description of the ICT tool. Then the maintenance or the safety practice. Since patient data is highly sensitive, the EMR system should restrict access to authorized staff through passwords, while regular backups and updates should be scheduled to prevent data loss and improve performance. That's the maintenance measure. Next, a database management system such as Microsoft Access. That is a tool will support the organization of patient lists and drug stock. Staff can easily run queries such as identifying patients due to specific treatments and generate tables summarizing stock balances. That is the description of the ICT tool. To ensure accuracy and security, validation rules should be applied to reduce errors, backups created on external drives or cloud storage, and editing rights restricted to specific staff members. So this is a safety practice or a maintenance measure. Next tool, we are having a multifunction printer, which you can call MFP. This tool will support day-to-day operations by printing referral forms, photocopying requisitions, and scanning all the paper records into digital form. This tool helps bridge the gap between digital and paper records. So this is our description. For durability, that is now the maintenance or the safety practice, the MFP printer should be covered when not in use, serviced regularly, including toner replacement, and connected properly to avoid any electrical surges. This is a maintenance measure. Next, we are saying that the center will also benefit from an external hard drive or an SSD, which serves as an offline backup system for patients' data and scanned forms. This ensures continuity in case of computer failures. That's the description. To protect this data, files should be encrypted and the device stored in a safe, dry place away from shocks or physical damage in a shock-proof padded bag. This is a safety practice. Next, cloud storage tools such as Google Drive or OneDrive can back up sensitive documents online, making them accessible to authorized staff and enabling quick sharing of drug requisition reports with the district health office. This is the description. To keep this system secure, the health center should apply two-factor authentication, encrypt patient records before upload, and maintain well-organized folders for easy retrieval. This is a safety practice. Then, for stock management, spreadsheet software such as Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets can be used to track drug levels, calculate balances automatically, and generate charts for reports. This reduces errors associated with manual calculations. To keep records reliable, data validation should be enforced, important cells protected with passwords, and multiple file versions saved to avoid accidental overwriting. This is a safety practice. Next tool, an email system such as Gmail or Outlook will streamline communication with the district health office by sending requisitions and reports instantly. Scanned referral forms can be attached and correspondence archived for reference. So this is the description. The health center should ensure strong email passwords, regularly check junk mail for important messages, and organize folders to keep records traceable. That is our safety practice. Finally, a smartphone or tablet can support the staff by providing mobile access to emails, cloud storage, and communication tools. For instance, staff can quickly send urgent reports or receive feedback from the district office. To safeguard this tool, it should be secured with pins or biometric locks, that is to say a fingerprint, kept updated with the latest software, and avoid use of public Wi-Fi when handling sensitive data. Let's now conclude. By adopting ICT tools such as computers, EMR systems, spreadsheets, and cloud storage, Bwera Health Center 3 can overcome the inefficiencies of manual systems. These tools will enable faster reporting, secure patient data, and improve stock management. With proper maintenance and safeguard measures, the health center will strengthen service delivery and ensure reliability for both staff and patients. So here is our conclusion, which will take one weight. Now let's look at our scoring grid. DS1 stands for description of the ICT tool for element of construct 1. Now here we look at how many tools have you identified. If you have identified 10 or 8, we need at least a minimum of 6 tools. And then the description, you must at least describe a minimum of 6 tools. And this will give you an average of 6 scores. Now we look at the explanation of the maintenance measure for element of construct 1. Now here, explanation of the maintenance measures, we are looking at how many M's did you try to bring out, and at least a minimum of 5. And this will give us 5 scores. Then FP stands for format of the presentation, and under format of the presentation we have the conclusion, we have the introduction, we also have A, which stands for arrangement of the work. Have used the tables, have used the paragraphs, and that one also has 1. So FP for item 1 will carry 3 scores. So in total, 14 weights. That is for item 1. Let's look at section B. Here comes section B, part 1, where a candidate or a learner is supposed to answer 1 item. Let's first look at item 2. Your uncle has recently completed his law degree and started working at Equi Legal Advocates, a busy private law firm in your town. The firm has computerized nearly all its operations, including case filing, legal research, and client communication. Your uncle now spends long hours working on digital case files, preparing documents, and attending virtual meetings. Over time, he has started experiencing health challenges such as frequent headaches, neck pain, and eye strain. Additionally, several of the office's ICT devices, including desktop computers, scanners, and a network printer, have broken down. The firm had previously hired unqualified technicians to repair these machines, which only worsened the situation. The managing partner has now tasked your uncle with ensuring proper handling of the broken ICT equipment. Feeling overwhelmed, he has approached you for help. Task: guide your uncle on how to manage the health issues caused by prolonged ICT use and how to safely handle the broken down ICT equipment at the law firm. Okay, now I would like us to look at this item 2. So before we look at the expected responses, ensure to grab a copy of ICT Mastery book S1 to S4, ICT Mastery for Uganda's Competence-Based Curriculum. This book is really a giant one. It has summarized notes from Senior 1 to Senior 4. It has newly revised standard items for paper 1, like the way you have seen how items should be set. It has score sheets for paper 2, codes for scoring paper 1. It has complete new responses to all activities of integrations from Senior 1 to Senior 4. It has newly revised the responses to 5 standard sets of paper 1. Newly revised the responses to UCE ICT paper 1 2024. There is the marking guide of UNEB in that very book. Newly revised scoring guides for the respective items, evaluation grids for the activities of integrations. It has tips for candidates excelling in ICT. Make sure before you grab the copy of ICT Mastery, it has this new curriculum 2025 second edition. This is the latest version of ICT Mastery that has more than what I have just mentioned. Let's now look at the expected responses for item 2 in section B. Introduction. My uncle has recently started working at Equi Legal Advocates, a busy law firm where ICT is at the center of operations. Unfortunately, he is facing health problems such as headaches, eye strain, and backaches due to prolonged ICT use. While the firm also struggles with broken devices and careless handling of the outdated equipment. To ensure both staff well-being and proper ICT asset management, it is necessary to address his health issues individually and adopt structured, stakeholder-based approaches for handling broken ICT tools. That is a focused introduction that is looking at the issues presented in the scenario and how you are going to address them. So here is our intro, which will take at least 1 score. Now, let's begin on how to manage the health issues from prolonged ICT use. First of all, we are going to bring a health issue, what causes it, and then the mitigation measure or the preventive measure. One of the health issue is headache caused by prolonged screen use, excessive light from monitors, or noise from ICT tools like earphones when the uncle is conducting the meetings. So here is our health issue and what causes it, CQ. The mitigation measures, how we can avoid or how we can reduce headache, take frequent breaks from screen use, use screen filters or adjust the brightness, reduce headset volume to safer levels. Another headache as a consequence, it is caused by poor sitting posture or prolonged ICT use and low quality chairs or desks. So here is the consequence and its cause. The mitigation or preventive measure, use ergonomic chairs with lumbar support, sit upright with feet flat, take regular stretch breaks. So all these are all these are preventive measures. Next, we have eye strain caused by too much light from display or flickering monitors or poor room lighting. So this consequence and what causes it, we can have its preventive measures. 1, use of anti-glare screens, reduce monitor brightness. We can also wear appropriate glasses if prescribed. So these are the preventive measures. Next, we have repetitive strain injury, RSI. It is caused by non-ergonomic keyboards and continuous typing. How can we prevent this? Use ergonomic keyboards and wrist rests. Take micro breaks after typing sessions. So these are the preventive measures. Next, we are looking at stress or depression. This is caused by long hours without rest or heavy workload. This one can be reduced by balanced work schedules with breaks. Engage in relaxation exercises like deep breathing. Next, neck pain. Neck pain is caused by poor monitor positioning, requiring frequent bending. So this can be prevented by pressing the monitor at eye level to avoid strain. Then we have wrist pains. Wrist pain are caused by use of cheap or non-ergonomic keyboards and mice. So this one can be prevented by replacing them with ergonomic ones. We can also adjust desk height properly. Next, we have fatigue. Fatigue is caused by prolonged sessions without rest. This can be prevented by adopting the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look for 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Skin cancer, which is rare but it is possible, it is caused by long exposure to electromagnetic radiations from monitors. So this one can be prevented by adopting to green ICT practices like use of LCD or LED monitors with low emissions. We can also sit at a safe distance, at least 50, 70 centimeters. Next consequence, we have deep vein thrombosis. This one, it is caused by immobility from long ICT sessions. How can we prevent this? Take walking breaks, do light stretching every hour. So these are the preventive measures. Obesity as another consequence. It is caused by lack of physical activity due to prolonged ICT use. This one can be prevented by incorporating daily exercises into the daily routine. Next, we have muscle twitching. This one is caused by continuous sitting and lack of movement. This one can be prevented by taking frequent breaks to move around. Next, we have dizziness, one of our last health issue, dizziness. This one is caused by prolonged device use or device overheating or failure. Here, you can prevent it by staying hydrated. You can also step away when symptoms appear, like have some breaks. So here we have brought out the consequences and how to mitigate them. Now, I would like to see how best can our uncle safely handle the broken ICT equipment. Here, we shall need an approach or a measure, a stakeholder, and the role of that stakeholder in line with the scenario. The first measure or approach, we have recycling. Recycling, the stakeholder, we can talk about management or recycling agencies, and their role is to invite licensed recycling companies to collect and recycle broken printers, scanners, and desktops. Next, we can do this through donation. Management and staff, they can donate usable devices to schools or technical training institutions for ICT training. That is their role. Then another measure, we can do it under controlled burning through incinerations. And here the stakeholders, we have NEMA, we have the management and local leaders. These as stakeholders, their role is to use certified incinerators for non-recyclable parts to avoid air pollution. Another measure is reuse or refill. As a measure, the stakeholders involved are users and the management. Their role is to refill ink cartridges instead of discarding them to reduce the waste. Landfill, this one can be done by management or NEMA. Their role is to dispose unrecyclable ICT junk in specialized or gazetted landfill areas. Sorting and storage. As a measure, stakeholders involved is the IT staff and management. These ones, their role is to separate e-waste such as batteries, plastics, metals, and store safely before collection. We have a measure take back program. Take back program, we can involve stakeholders like manufacturers, importers, and the management itself. Here, their role: return faulty printers or computers to suppliers or importers under their return policies. Then another measure, we can talk about acid bath. With acid bath, we can involve stakeholders like management and the government. This one, it involves using chemicals to process and decompose the e-waste safely under strict supervision. That is their role when it comes to acid bath. Refuse. When it comes to refuse as a measure, we can involve government and the management. Their role is to establish policy not to accept outdated ICT donations that add to e-waste. Sell for cash. As a measure, we can involve the management or the staff, and their role is to sell scrap, e.g. motherboards, metals, to certified dealers for recycling. More to that, virtualization. As a measure, management and users can be involved under virtualization, and their role is to replace physical servers with cloud servers, reducing physical equipment and e-waste. So this is the role. That is the role of the management and the users themselves. Lastly, secure data wiping as a method. This can be done by the law firm and the IT staff. As stakeholders, their role is to erase confidential client data on old computers before disposal. This can be done by using tools like dban or bit eraser. They can also do physical destruction of the hard drives before disposal. They can also do data encryption. They can also do data masking. In conclusion, my uncle at Equilegal Advocates can overcome his challenges by combining personal ergonomic health practices to avoid headache, neck pain, and eye strain with safe e-waste management strategies to protect the environment and client data. By involving stakeholders like NEMA, recycling agencies, manufacturers, and law schools, the law firm will not only protect the staff health, but also ensure responsible disposal of broken ICT equipment while keeping client information secure. So this is our conclusion, which also takes one score. Let's go to our score grid. Our score grid, we begin by looking at the consequences from prolonged ICT usage and their mitigation measures. At least we need a minimum of 6 causes I mean, we need a minimum of 6 consequences, well explained what causes them, and 6 preventive measures, and this will give us 6 scores. Now, PM stands for providing the mitigation measures under e-waste management. Here, we need a minimum of 4 measures: recycling, reuse, refurbishing, etc. Then the stakeholders, NEMA, users, management, at least 4, and their roles at least 4. And this one also will take 6 if you have provided a minimum of 4 each. Then FP, format of the presentation. The format of the presentation, we had our introduction, we have our conclusion, then arrangement of the work, either tables or paragraphs. But remember, this item almost has A and B. It has health issues, and then you are also handling e-waste management. So this one is given 2. Now when we get the 1 for introduction, 1 for conclusion, and 2 for arrangement of the work, these are 4. So when we get the 6 for explanation of the causes or consequences, and then the providing the management measures and the format of the presentation, this gives us 16 for item 2. That means that even item 3 will carry 16 weights. So please continue grabbing Senior 5 ICT books. Mastering Subsidiary ICT for A level. This is Teacher's Guide, a competence-based theory and practical approach for the aligned curriculum. Teacher's Guide. We also have Learner's Book. Previously, I have said we also have Senior 6 Teacher's Guide, Senior 6 Learner's Book. Grab these copies. ICT Master is available. Mastering Subsidiary ICT for A level. Grab those copies. Let's now look at item 3. Here is our item 3. Silvertrack Tours and Travel is a growing company that specializes in organizing safaris, booking hotels, and arranging international travel for clients. Recently, the company launched an online promotion that attracted many customers. As a result, staff at the bookings desk now spend long hours handling online reservations, issuing tickets, and updating travel records. Some of the staff have started complaining of ill health due to the prolonged use of ICT tools. Meanwhile, several outdated computers and tablets have been dumped behind the office after a recent system upgrade. These old devices, many of which still contained client travel records, were picked up by scrap collectors and sold. One of them was powered on and found to contain scanned copies of passports and visas, which were later shared online. A concerned client who saw his travel documents circulating on social media has contacted the company, warning that this could lead to serious legal and reputational consequences if not handled properly. Task Part A. Write a short advisory note to the staff at Silvertrack Tours and Travel on how to address the health challenges associated with prolonged use of ICTs. Part B. provide detailed guidance to the company on how to properly manage its broken or outdated ICT equipment, which is regarded as e-waste, to avoid further data leaks and environmental harm. So, in this scenario, we are seeing that the employees are working for longer hours, meaning that there is health issues. We are seeing that some of the outdated and non-functional gadgets are dumped behind the office, that is e-waste. Then there is also an element of data breach, that a scrap collector found one of these gadgets and sold it. After it was sold, it was powered on, they found scanned copies of passports. That is an element of data breach. So this item has 3 areas: security, health issues, e-waste management. So we look at these 2 areas. Let's look at the expected responses. Item 3, introduction. At Silver Track Tours and Travel, staff at the booking desk now spend long hours handling online reservations, issuing tickets, and updating client travel records. This has led to health challenges such as headaches, eye strain, and fatigue. At the same time, the careless dumping of outdated computers and tablets, some still containing client passport and visa records, has resulted in a serious data breach and poses environmental risks. To safeguard health and protect both client data and the environment, it is vital to address health issues individually and adopt structured stakeholder-based approaches for handling broken ICT tools. So this is our comprehensive introduction that covers both Part A and Part B. Now, after this introduction, previously we used the tables, now we are using paragraphs for this item. We are going to bring the health issue. For example, we are having headache. We explain what causes it. Staff often complain of headaches due to prolonged computer use, bright screen light, and noise from headsets during client calls. This is the consequence. These can be reduced by using screen filters, lowering headset volume, and taking short breaks. For example, during back-to-back ticketing tasks, a staff member can pause every hour to rest their eyes and mind. Next health issue, we have backache. Back pain arises from poor sitting posture, long hours without breaks, and substandard office chairs. The company should provide ergonomic chairs encouraging upright sitting and schedule walk breaks. Adjustable desks would also help staff alternate between sitting and standing. That is a preventive measure. Next consequence, we have eye strain. This health issue is caused by continuous staring at screens with poor lighting conditions, which cause the eye strain. This can be solved by staff should use anti-glare filters, regulate screen brightness, and work under proper lighting rooms. Some may need computer glasses to reduce visual fatigue while processing large volumes of bookings. Next, repetitive strain injury. It is caused by typing long documents and reservation entries on non-ergonomic keyboards, leads to wrist and finger strain. Silvertrack should invest in ergonomic keyboards, wrist pads, and voice input tools to reduce repetitive strain while handling digital records. Next, we have stress depression. Handling increased customer traffic combined with long ICT hours can cause stress. Staff should take regular breaks, share workload, and balance office time with relaxation. For example, during high booking session, management should rotate shifts to reduce burnout. Next, we have neck pain. Improperly placed monitors cause staff to constantly bend their necks downward. This one, we are saying that monitors should be positioned at an eye level and adjustable stands provided to reduce strain. Wrist pain. Typing for hours on poor quality keyboards, it increases wrist discomfort. This can be reduced by use of ergonomic keyboards, and mouse pads should be introduced, and tasks can be alternated with short voice dictation software use. We have fatigue. Overtime and prolonged ICT use can cause general tiredness. Staff should avoid late hours, stay hydrated, and take power breaks. For example, a 5-minute stretch between online ticketing sessions can boost energy. Next, skin cancer, rare but it is possible. Although rare, prolonged exposure to electronic magnetic radiations from outdated monitors is a concern. Staff should sit at a safe distance, and the company must adopt modern LCD or LED monitors with low radiation. Next, deep vein thrombosis. Staff who sit immobile for long periods risk blood clot. This consequence can be solved by encouraging short office walks or stretch breaks every 30 to 60 minutes. It can prevent this. Next, obesity. Sedentary work and long hours at desks increase obesity risks. This health issue, we encourage staff to exercise regularly, use stairs instead of lifts, and reduce prolonged sitting. We have muscle twitching. Involuntary contractions occur due to staying in one position for too long. What should we do to prevent this? Simple exercises such as stretching arms and legs during breaks can prevent this. Dizziness. Staff sometimes report dizziness from screen glare and dehydration. Here, drinking enough water and adjusting monitor brightness will help mitigate this dizziness issue. So these have been the consequences of prolonged ICT use and their preventive measures. We had risks of careless dumping the junk behind the office. What are the risks? One of the risks we have air pollution. When outdated computers, tablets, and printers are carelessly dumped and later burned in open air by scrap collectors, they release toxic fumes such as lead, mercury, vapor, and dioxins. These chemicals cause respiratory illness such as asthma, lung infections, and contribute to long-term health hazards for both staff and surrounding communities. For example, burning old plastic casings from computers behind the office can cause workers to smoke inhalation, damaging their health. So, this kind of consequence from careless dumping of the ICT junk behind the office, we have air pollution. Another consequence is water pollution. Dumped ICT devices contain hazardous metals like cadmium and mercury in batteries and circuit boards. When rainwater washes through these piles, toxic substances seep into groundwater and nearby water sources. This contaminates drinking water, posing risks of kidney disease, nervous system damage, and poisoning aquatic life. For instance, discarded laptop batteries left behind server truck's office could leak chemicals into underground water channels. So this is also another consequence. Then we have soil pollution as another consequence, another risk. The heavy metals such as lead, cadmium, chromium from broken ICT equipment can leach into the soil, reducing fertility and contaminating crops if the land is later used for farming. This leads to unsafe food chains where harmful substances are absorbed by plants and eventually consumed by humans and animals. For example, broken CRT monitors dumped in the office compound could leak lead into the soil, making the land unsafe for future use. This is also another consequence. Lastly, we have data breach. Perhaps the most crucial risk in server truck scenario is data security. Some outdated devices still contain sensitive client records, including scanned passports, visas, and personal travel details. When scrap collectors picked up these devices, some were resold and powered on, exposing client data online. This has already caused reputational damage, legal threats, and potential identity theft for clients. For example, a fraudster could use the exposed passport scans to commit travel-related crimes in a client's name. So now, all these consequences of poor handling of e-waste, we would like to see how best can we manage this e-waste with a measure, a stakeholder, and their roles. We are now using paragraphs instead of tables. 1. We have recycling as a measure. Server truck should partner with licensed recycling agencies to collect unusable computers, tablets, and printers. This prevents accumulation and provides raw materials for new products. So to collect unusable is a role. Controlled burning through incineration. This measure, with the guidance from NEMA, plastics and non-recyclable parts should only be incinerated in approved facilities. This avoids This avoids uncontrolled burning, which causes air pollution. Next, reuse or refill as a measure. Cartridges, parts, and some devices can be refilled or reused by management and users. For instance, refilling printer toners reduces costs and waste. Landfill as a measure. Non-recyclable ICT waste should be disposed of in gazetted landfills supervised by NEMA or local authorities. Sorting is essential before disposal to separate toxic from non-toxic materials. Sorting and storage as a measure. Staff should sort broken equipment in two categories: batteries, plastics, metals, and store them in safe, restricted areas until proper disposal. This prevents curious learners or scrap dealers from accessing sensitive devices. Take back program as a measure. Manufacturers and importers often run programs where old devices can be returned when buying new ones. Silver Track should engage these programs when upgrading office equipment. Next, we have acid bath. With acid bath, under supervision of government approved facilities, acid bath can be used to recover metals from components. This process must be handled only by professionals to prevent toxic spills. Next, we have refuse as a measure or as an approach. Management can adopt a no acceptance policy for obsolete or unsafe electronics in the firm. This prevents the cycle of purchasing devices that quickly become waste. Sell for cash as a measure. Sorted scrap components can be sold to licensed vendors. This not only clears space but generates revenue. Virtualization as a measure. Instead of multiple physical servers, SilverTrack, with the help of the IT staff, can adopt cloud computing. This reduces hardware clutter and future e-waste. We have secure data wiping as a measure. Before disposal, all client data must be securely erased by the IT team using software or physically destroyed drives. This prevents dangerous leaks like the recent passport and visa exposure. Refurbish as a measure. Some slightly outdated devices can be refurbished by certified technicians and reused internally for lighter tasks or donated. Donation as a measure. Functional but old devices can be donated to technical training institutions or schools for training. This extends their usefulness while reducing e-waste. Conclusion: By adopting healthier ICT practices, silver track staff can reduce fatigue, headache, and other work-related health risks, boosting productivity. At the same time, safe e-waste handling through recycling, secure data wiping, refurbishing, and collaboration with stakeholders will protect client data, the environment, and the company's reputation. Together, these measures ensure a responsible and sustainable ICT culture at silver track tours and travel. So this is our conclusion, which will take 1 score. So as we have seen, still on item 3, it is like item 2, where we had explanation of the causes, and explanation of the cause has the consequence and the mitigation measure. At least the consequences should be 6 and their mitigation measures, which gives us 6 scores. Then we have providing the mitigation measures, providing the management measures under e-waste. We are looking at the consequences or the risks of the improper e-waste management. We need the measures, the stakeholders, and the roles. So here, at least 2 consequences, 4 measures, 4 stakeholders, and 4 roles. This one will still give us 6. Then we have format of the presentation. Format of the presentation, we have our intro, we have our conclusion, we have arrangement of the work, which is 2, and total we have 16 for element of construct 2. Now I want us to look at item 4, which is section B, part 2. A candidate is also supposed to answer 1 item from this part. Item 4. Your cousin was recently employed by the town clerk's office in your municipality. One of her main responsibilities is to compile a daily report showing the number of registered market vendors and those who have fully paid their daily fees. This report must be submitted to her supervisor via the email clerkreports@towncouncil.go.ug or clerkreports@towncouncil.go.ug before the office closes each day. Although your cousin is confident in gathering the required information, she is confused about how to organize the data, prepare the report on a computer, and send it via email. She has now asked you to assist her so she can meet her deadline without errors. Task: provide a step-by-step guide that your cousin can follow to compile the report and send it successfully to her supervisor's email address. Here is our task, and we want to give a step-by-step guide how this cousin can compile the report and send it via the email. Now, with this, expected responses for item 4. Introduction. My cousin, newly employed at the town clerk's office, must prepare and submit a daily report showing the number of registered market vendors and those who have fully paid their daily dues. To avoid errors and delays, I will guide her through the correct use of computers, spreadsheet software, and email tools to compile, organize, and send the report professionally. So this is our intro. Now, let's look at the step and the description with the ICT tools needed. Step 1. Power on the computer or a tablet. With this, press the power button on the computer or tablet. That is a tool. Wait until the operating system desktop, can be on Windows, Mac, or Linux, fully loads, giving access to applications and files. Step 2. Connect to the internet. Click the Wi-Fi icon that is on Windows, bottom right. On Mac, it is on top right. Then select the official Office network and enter the password. Alternatively, plug in the Ethernet cable for a stable wired connection. Step 3. Create a working folder. Open File Explorer in Windows or Open Finder on Mac. Right-click, choose New Folder, and name it Market Reports 2025. Inside the folder, create a date folder, e.g. 14th August 2025 for daily reports. Step number 4. Launch spreadsheet software. Open Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets from Start, then Application folder, and you look for Excel, or go to the browser under Google Drive. You can create Google Sheets from there. These are tools. Save the new file as that name inside today's folder. Next step, set up the report table. In the spreadsheet, type column headers. In row 1, we can have date, market, vendor ID, vendor name, phone, store number. We can also have if registered, yes or no, fees amount in UGX, paid, yes or no, then receipt number and remarks. We can use bold or we freeze the top row for clarity. That is a tool. Next, enter data from the tally sheets. As this person is collecting data from markets is put in the tally sheets. Now we are going to start preparing them in the spreadsheet template by using a keyboard and mouse. Input vendor details from the physical tally sheets into spreadsheets. Carefully record registration, payment status. You can also double check spelling, numbers, and receipt entries. Next step, we can use formulas for totals, apply spreadsheet functions. So these are tools for counting how many have registered, how many have paid, and summing up the daily fees. Next, apply conditional formatting. In Excel, we can go to conditional home formatting and set rules for those who have paid as Y, yes. We can highlight green. Those who have paid, who haven't paid, we can say no, and we highlight red. So conditional formatting is also a tool. Next, page layout for printing or saving as PDF so that we can attach a PDF. Go to page layout tab. This is a tool. Click File, Print Setup, choose landscape orientation. We can put it to narrow margins, or we can fit to one sheet on a page. Can also insert headers and footers with date, prepared, by, and the department. Next, save and export to a PDF so that you can attach that file on email. As step 10, we can save with Ctrl S or we can go to File, Save As, and choose Export to PDF and give it a name. Next, scanning supporting evidence. This is optional. Use a scanner or a phone scanning app or Microsoft Lens or Adobe Scan. These are tools to scan the signed tally sheets. Then save as, put them inside the folder you have created. Next, compose the email. Open email client. It can be Outlook or Gmail. Click New Mail. 2. Put the email. Subject, Daily Market Vendors Report, August 14, 2025. Then you put the body. Briefly summarize the totals, the registered, the paid, the fees, etc. with polite closing. So here, we attach and send. Click the attach file icon. Select the files from the folders. You can also add the evidence of the tally sheets that you scanned. Verify that they have been attached. Verify that the subject is there and the recipient email is there. Then click on Send button. Lastly, archive and backup. Move all files into the 2025 August folder. Create a backup on Google Drive or on a flash drive. Let's conclude. By following these steps, my cousin will confidently compile the vendor's data, prepare a professional PDF report, and send it on time via email. This will not only satisfy her supervisor's requirements, but also help her build ICT confidence and efficiency in the town clerk's office. Over time, she will become more reliable and trusted in her role. So this is our conclusion. So with that kind of conclusion, we can now go to the scoring grid. So here, DP stands for description of the procedure, and every procedure there must be a tool. At least we need 6 tools identified in the 6 procedures, which will give us an average of 6 scores. FL stands for logical flow, the perfect logical flow, and we can give it 4. Perfect logical flow of the procedures, and then CLN, the conclusion, and the format of the presentation, 2, and finally 12. So that was item 4. Lastly, I want us to look at item 5. A local NGO that supports vulnerable learners with school bursaries has announced a new round of bursary applications. The process requires applicants to download an official bursary form from the NGO's website, fill in their personal and school details accurately, and then upload the completed form back to the website before deadline. Kent, a senior 4 student in your neighborhood, has been nominated by his school for the bursary. However, he has never filled or submitted a form online and is confused about how to go about it. He has approached you for help so that he doesn't miss the opportunity. Task: write a step-by-step guide that Kent can follow to access the bursary form, fill it out properly, and submit it through the NGO's website successfully. So here, I would like us to look at the expected responses for this very item. Helping Kent to access the bursary form, fill it out properly, and submit it to the NGO's website. So here, we begin with the introduction. My neighbor Kent, a senior 4 student, has been nominated for a bursary by his school. However, since he has never used ICT tools to apply for opportunities online, he feels confused and overwhelmed about how to go about it. As someone familiar with ICT, I will guide Kent step by step on how to use a computer or tablet, connect to the internet, and utilize essential software and features to download, complete, and submit his bursary application form without making errors. So this is our intro. Let's look at the step-by-step guide in form of a paragraph. Step 1. Power on the device. Kent should begin by switching on a computer or a tablet. He will press the power button to boot up the device, which is the basic hardware tool needed to start the bursary application process. Step 2. Connect to the internet. Once the device is on, Kent must connect to the internet using either a Wi-Fi connection or a router or a MiFi or even a LAN cable. To do this, he will click the Wi-Fi icon at the bottom right corner of Windows computer or top right corner of a Mac OS system and select the right network. This ensures he can access the NGO website. Next step, open the browser. After connecting online, Kent should open a web browser such as Google Chrome, Firefox, or Microsoft Edge by double-clicking its desktop icon. The browser is the software tool that allows him to access and navigate the NGO's bursary website. Step number 4, enter the website address. In the address bar at the top of the browser window, Kent should type the NGO's official website, for example, www.ngobursary.org, and press enter key on the keyboard. This directs him to the NGO's homepage. Step number 5, locate the bursary section. On the homepage, he will use the mouse cursor to click on the bursary applications or downloads link. This navigation step brings him to the section where the bursary form is available. Step number 6, download the form. Kent should click download form button and then select save as. He must choose the downloads folder or desktop as the save location. The file will save with a name such as bursaryform 2025.docs or bursaryform 2025.pdf. Step number 7. He should open the form using a suitable application software. If the form is in docs format, it will open in Microsoft Word. If it is in a PDF, it will open with Adobe Reader. Kent can simply double-click the saved file icon to open it. Step number 8, fill personal details. Using the keyboard, Kent should type his personal details in the form fields, for example, his name, age, contact number, and residential address. This ensures the form captures his identity correctly. Step number 9, enter school information. Next, he must provide school-related details in the designated fields such as the school name, UNEB index number, and any bursary nomination reference code. Step number 10, attach extra documents if they are needed. If supporting documents such as school ID or admission letter are required, Kent can scan using a scanner or capture them using a smartphone camera. He should then save them as PDF or JPEG files on the computer. Step number 11, save the completed form. Once the form is filled, Kent should click Save As in Microsoft Word or Adobe Reader. Rename the file as Kent Bursary Application 2025 and save it in the Documents folder for easy access later. Step number 12, return to the upload page. He must go back to the NGO's website tab in a web browser and locate the upload completed form. This step prepares him to send the form online. Step number 13, choose file for upload. On the upload interface, Kent should click the Browse or Choose File button. He will then navigate to the Documents folder, select the bursary form, and confirm the choice. Step number 14, submit the application. He should click the Submit or Upload button to finalize the application process. A progress bar or a small notification will confirm that the upload is successful. Step number 15, save confirmation proof. After submission, Kent should either take a screenshot of the confirmation message using the print screen key or Windows Shift Command 3 on Mac, or check for confirmation email and save it. This serves as proof for submission. Lastly, backup the copy. Finally, Kent should keep a backup of his application. He can copy the file to a flash disk or upload it on Google storage platforms like Google Drive or OneDrive. This ensures that his application remains safe even if the computer develops issues. Conclusion: through this guided process, Kent will confidently use a computer, a tablet, connect to the internet, navigate through a web browser, and apply various software tools like Word, Adobe, and scanning utilities to complete and submit his bursary application online. By following each step carefully, he will not only meet the NGO's requirements, but also gain valuable digital skills that will benefit him in the future academic and career opportunities. So this is our conclusion, which will also take 1 score. So from there, we are supposed to go to the evaluation grid. The tools, we have said at least a minimum of 6, and then the minimum of 6 procedures, which will give us an average of 6 weights. Then the logical flow, we have given it 0.4. The perfect logical flow of steps. Then the conclusion, which includes the arrangement of the work, is given 2. So when we add the 2 here, we get 12. So this has been KABS ICT paper for August-September 2025, ICT paper 1. Continue subscribing to this YouTube channel and sharing it with the colleagues. God bless. Catch you in the next episode.